Hello, everyone. This is Yoko. In this channel, I've noticed that information about events in China often doesn't reach countries outside China accurately. Therefore, I'll be sharing information I've gathered in English. I collect information from various media sources, so I'd appreciate your opinions in the comments. By the way, my native language is not English, so I use an AI speaker to generate the audio to convey the information accurately. If you find the content interesting, please consider subscribing and supporting the channel. Recently, Country Garden's foreign currency denominated debt has defaulted, including debts triggering default through cross-default clauses. Creditors are collectively pressing for debt repayment from the rebuilders. The key point is how this will impact the global financial system. The challenging situation of Chinese real estate developers has long been recognized among bond traders. The recent default confirmed the anticipated trend. In summary, the consensus is that the impact on the world economy is likely minimal. Professionals had already factored in the challenges faced by Country Garden, so it's not a surprise. The most significant fear for the financial system is unpredictable surprises. Moving on, there are concerns about recent moves related to the Li Keqiang Memorial Meeting. With the abolition of the national priority policy, skepticism arises about Li Keqiang's sudden death. There is speculation that if it wasn't a natural death, someone might have orchestrated it. The abolition of the national priority policy is seen as a cause for the current situation in China. In the context of the Li Keqiang Memorial, there are concerns that anti-government gatherings may occur, leading to protests against the Jinping administration. Consequently, the Jinping administration is imposing restrictions to prevent young people from organizing such gatherings. By the way, in China, university students generally live on the campus, and there are regulations to prevent them from going outside. In Beijing, applying online is required to leave the campus. This movement to confine students within educational institutions has been reported throughout China. During proposed questioning incidents, the central figures were reportedly students, particularly those involved in student politics. As a preventive measure, the Jinping administration is already implementing measures to ensure that students do not organize large-scale gatherings. However, this strategy may contain current university students, but in contemporary China, many graduates are facing unemployment. Local governments in China feel compelled to take action, and there are reports of requests to send skilled interns to Japan through connections with Japanese politicians. This scenario involves Chinese politicians asking Japanese friends to request the acceptance of technical interns from their regions to improve their political standing. This issue has gained attention in China. The context involves the high youth unemployment rate in China, reportedly worse than officially announced figures in some regions, exceeding 40%. The Jinping administration emphasizes the issue of youth unemployment, but the specific measures to address it are left to the discretion of local governments. Local governments, in turn, attempt various measures to reduce the youth unemployment rate, hoping that a decrease in unemployment will enhance their evaluation as public officials. Therefore, local Chinese governments are reportedly sending their young citizens to Japan to improve their political achievements and reduce unemployment rates, albeit to a limited extent. Notably, in Japan, there is a considerable number of Vietnamese technical interns, but Chinese politicians are said to be working through intermediaries to encourage Japan to accept Chinese interns. The outcome of these efforts is also a matter for the Japanese side to address. Politicians with connections to China, you see, may work to accept more Chinese people, which might increase if various efforts are made. However, this seems more about assisting Chinese politicians than benefiting Japan. I don't think it's something Japanese politicians would do. If such activities have been ongoing, it would be the responsibility of the Japanese media to make clear who is involved. By the way, the person who brought attention to this matter is a journalist named Katsuji Nakazawa, associated with Nikkei. Whether he is currently with Nikkei or a former journalist, I'm not sure, but the Japanese media should reveal who is engaged in such activities, assuming these have been occurring for a while. In any case, if such efforts are being made, it might not be for Japan's benefit but rather for the sake of Chinese politicians. I think it's strange for Japanese politicians to be involved in such matters. Presumably, the Japanese media may be aware of these activities but chooses not to report on them. Regarding the Chinese article, it mentions that there was a time when many Chinese people came to Japan to work, but now there is a significant increase in Vietnamese workers. However, due to the rising unemployment rate in China, it suggests that the era may return when there are more Chinese workers than Vietnamese in Japan. Currently, in China, only highly skilled individuals can easily find employment, while those who are unemployed may consider sending them to Japan. However, this perspective might be a significant mistake. For instance, Singapore only allows highly skilled individuals to enter, and hiring many foreign workers for jobs anyone can do might be fine initially, but it could lead to problems in the long run. In conclusion, there are individuals who think it's a good idea to bring in many people for manual labor, but the consequences of such actions need careful consideration. People advocating for this should reconsider, as the impact on the country in the future might not be positive. It's crucial to provide voters with accurate information so they can make informed decisions during elections. That concludes our discussion for now. Until next time.